They would love for me to join with them to dump on some black immigrants. There's a huge bag for that.
Okay, yeah. That's you mad because you're getting deported? Is that what you mad at? Don't you troll, Abel, you little musty camel herder? Hey, sir, sir, calm down. Sir, calm down. We don't do that. You see how emotional they are? You see how emotional the tappers are? Why are you so emotional? Abel, why are you Abel?
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe
your name, sir, your name, sir, you're a handicapped tether. You sounding tough. You're trying to sound tough, but you sound like you're in a wheelchair. Don't sound tough. You sound like you're in a wheelchair. So please stop the tough talk. Yeah, you sound like you rolling on some D's, nigga. Yeah. Abel, calm down. You're not going to troll in here. Abel, calm down. You're not going to do that. You sound handicapped. You sound like you're in a wheelchair. Nigga, your name should be disabled. Your name is disabled. It ain't Abel. Your name is disabled. You're not going to troll, Abel. Calm down. All right. Now, what country are you from, Abel? Where's that flag from?
Nice.
Okay, yeah. That's you mad because you're getting deported? Is that what you mad at?
Nice.
Yeah. Are you mad because you're getting deported, sir?
You're a descendant of a slave.
Yeah, and you're a descent of a damn
slave your kind.
You're a descent
Neighbors, you disgust me.
motherfucker with Ebola. All right.
Seems
You're a descendant of an Ebola patient. All right, sir.
Ethiopia.
Sir, you are down there, sir. You are a third world hunger victim, sir. You're a victim of hunger. You're a descendant of Sally Struthers, sir. All right, you're the face of hunger and poverty, sir. How does that feel?
Huh? Being a slave.
Sir, y'all been enslaved now.
There's a huge bag for that. We have an identity crisis. Now, I want y'all to listen to this. You think they haven't hit me up, people? Y'all think these folks haven't hit me up? And I'm talking about especially a person like me, as black as I am. They would love for me to join with them to dump on some black immigrants. There's a huge bag for that. They would love for me to join with them to dump on some black immigrants. You think they haven't hit me up, people? Y'all think these folks haven't hit me up? There's a huge bag for that.
I'm taking all the small stuff out. All of Professor Small stuff is coming out. So yeah, I don't rock with him at all. Not only is all of his stuff coming out, we're taking any reference of him out of the damn museum. We have a mural of Professor Smalls. When I'm going out of town for the week, when I come back, that shit's getting covered. Family, who should we put on the wall? But yeah, the thing with James Small, I know a lot of people are talking about that. You know, James Small, Professor James Small. A lot of people have been on his bumper because he was very, very disrespectful to the lineage, very disrespectful to me. And
they would love for me to join with them to dump on some black immigrants. You think they haven't hit me up, people? Y'all think these folks haven't hit me up? There's a huge bag for that. Yeah, he said some little disrespectful stuff before, and I kind of let it slide. I didn't, I'm like, okay. He's in the new movie that we're working on, Hidden Colors 6. And basically what it looks like, because James Small, he was one of the main people talking delineation language, all right? He was one of the first people talking that. He knows what it is. They would love for me to join with them to dump on some black immigrants. You think they haven't hit me up, people? Y'all think these folks haven't hit me up? There's a huge bag for that. What it looks like, some of that African tour money might be drying up, because a lot of these he's a Pan-Africanist, and a lot of these cats, they make their little money with those African tours. I think he's going on one in December. They take people over to Africa, so that shit is drying up. That's their little hustle, and that shit is drying up because people are delineating. So, and a lot of ops are in his ear. But the thing is, some people were like, well, yeah, some of the ops got to him. They like to manipulate the elders. My thing is, they would love for me to join with them to dump on some black immigrants. You think they haven't hit me up, people? Y'all think these folks haven't hit me up? There's a huge bag for that. There's a huge bag for that.
Some of these ops, yeah, they're in your ear for a reason because they know that you have a friendly ear to them. So I'm not going to put it just on the ops because these same ops be hollering at a lot of different people. Why you listening to them? You understand? You listening to them because you might have to share the same ideology with them. You dig? But with Professor Smalls, yeah, some of the disrespect that he's shown towards me and family, you know, I've helped Mr. Smalls for real, for real. Truth be told, nobody was really rocking with Professor Smalls until we put him in Hidden Colors, and he said this. Nobody was rocking with Professor Smalls. I mean, he did his thing back in the day, but nobody was really rocking with him. He said this. You know? And a lot of people are saying he's doing some real oppie stuff. I wouldn't put it past. But let me say this for the record. I'm not rocking with Professor Smalls anymore.
They would love for me to join with them to dump on some black immigrants. You think they haven't hit me up, people? Y'all think these folks haven't hit me up? There's a huge bag for that. There's a huge bag for that.
The disrespect, because I've shown that man nothing but respect. Family that he has a hotel over there in Africa. When that shit was failing, I gave money to help him out with that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that type of the little disrespect, and he's been kind of doing that. He gets with these tethers and been taking shots at me, but then he just went real disrespectful to me, and there's a point of no return. You know, there's a point of no return with some of the stuff he was saying about me. That ain't so. For the record, I'm letting folks know. Yeah, all that respect the elders. I respect the elders if you are respectable. Because you start kind of lying and saying shit you know ain't true. I have no respect for you at this point. I've lost all respect for Professor Smalls. I don't rock with him. We're taking him out of the movie Hidden Color 6. He's not going to be in it. It's going to be a minute. We're re-editing that. We're taking him out.
You think they haven't hit me up, people? Y'all think these folks haven't hit me up? There's a huge bag for that. There's a huge bag for that. They would love for me to join with them to dump on some black immigrants. They would love for me to join with them to dump on some black immigrants. They would love for me to join with them to dump on some black immigrants.
So yeah, man. So I was checking this video on YouTube, man. I don't know if it's verified, or if it's real or not very real. But anyways, man, I also got a time lapse. I was something came out on the YouTube feed yesterday about this Ankh. That's why I say many of these so-called FBA will take an Egyptian so-called Africa. Egypt is in Africa, so to me at least. So yeah, let's leave it at that. But let's kick it off with
The
this.
Isude pyramids have been a well-kept secret of Igbo
So they
history.
say these are Igbo pyramids. Even in Suriname, you got some stuff like this, man. In South America, well, in Guyana, because Suriname is Dutch Guyana, northern Brazil. It was one Guyana, then they had war. The Europeans had war, and they split it up between French Guyana and British Guyana and Dutch Guyana. Dutch Guyana is Suriname. But anyways, man. And then many times I told people, yeah, man, I was there before these so-called Dutch people came there. They were like, now we're gonna see it on their own map. Not that it means anything to me, but because I know many of these so-called Negroes are from the plantation. They have plantation sickness, so only when their masters exhibit something, it can be believable to them. They don't know what being autonomous is. So, and yeah, let's check this one out. I don't know if this one is real, but let's hear it, man.
Once a major iconic structure of Igbo land, this group of circular step pyramids, built by ancient Igbo people and maintained for generations by mystical devotees before colonialism, have disappeared. Step pyramids, built by ancient Igbo people and maintained for generations by mystical devotees before.
You see, for example, when I was saying that Hindu puppets and all those that are forbidden, even this one they make over there. My people, if you make these ones in our where we live in the village, they will ban you because it's forbidden. You're not allowed to make puppets and all those stuff where we. It's the same kind of culture, but it's similar culture. But many of the so-called people, Negroes of or Africans, they will start creating their own stuff after not listening to what their so-called God has said or designated. But anyways, man, that's why sometimes I will tell these Hindus, your puppets that you have there of Krishna and all those things is forbidden. Maroons are not allowed to make those things. It's not because yes, it comes from our God. To us, culture is God. You have no God, you have no culture. So that's easy. There is no debate in it. I'm autonomous. You are not. You are a slave still today to the system. Me, I still have my place in the jungle in South America. Yes, where I live is bigger than the rest of all Suriname. Just saying, the biggest part of Suriname is of my people, so-called Maroons, designated by these so-called European writing stories about us, and so-called Native Americans, Black Indians. Many of them are, yeah, let's leave it at that, man. Let's check this out.
Colonialism have disappeared. Although there are very few pyramids discovered so far in West Africa, amazingly, scholars believe certain features of the Nsude pyramids show that they predate most pyramids in the world, including the earliest Egyptian pyramids. Meanwhile, our memories of them grow fainter, with only a couple of photographs taken in the first half of the 20th century, and vague outlines in the ground remaining to show they ever existed. But ardent researchers continue to work on finding out more about these mysterious pyramids. When and why were they first constructed? What did the new explorative energy field photography reveal about them? And is the rumor that they were intentionally destroyed and erased from official history in the 20th century just a conspiracy theory? Today, I'll answer all these questions while we delve into the mystifying Nsude Pyramid story. A story.
And this is not even because I was gonna say that is everywhere. Other kind so-called people, races will come out, even with the so-called Pan-Africanists. They will make up a name, Pan-Africanist, and that allows them supposedly to come and speak about, not about Maroon people. We have our king and captain and all those things, just like the United States of America. Yeah, maybe yeah, you can understand those things. So let's leave it at that. These niggas think it's a joke. You're gonna come out here and just start making movie. These niggas will talk about someone reading books from their colonizer, and you be living in your place, and they're talking about you. Well, they don't have time to speak about their own people, man. And speak about your own people. Nobody got time for these so-called FBA niggas. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, let's hear it.
Stretches across mythology, archaeology, and even modern energy field photography. Please take a moment to like this video. I need all the Nsude pyramids were located close to the foot of Udi Hill in Nsude, a village in Enugu State in southeastern Nigeria.
You saw the name coming back and back, Ebony, like ebony, like Boni. In Suriname you have Boni. That's why we're gonna see it on the demonstration, which I will let you see in a minute. These people are stupid, man. When I was saying, man, I had a treaty in 1620 because my people were already there when the Dutch people came there. That's why my people will speak more English patois, you know, and those kind of stuff. But anyways, man, many of those so-called people now in Suriname Plantation, they came there later. That's why I'm saying we don't know them. They are different tribes of people or whatever, but we're gonna see it later on. Because I was checking out this feed I said about Ankh, the so-called god killer from Satire Studios. He used to be at Satire Studio. Now he's doing his own thing with Masi Squad or whatever. You know, but anyways, man, we'll see it in a minute, and we'll demonstrate what I was saying. All those so-called slaves were brought to South America and the so-called Caribbean. So I don't know where this crate. That's why I was like, since when were you anything? You were still taken from there, from places like Barbados, Brazil, and brought over there. And now you want to come and tell people shit. That's why I'm saying they were in prison for 400 years, coming out thinking they will take what the colonizer, the so-called enemy, has written down, and then come and approach my people with it. And even, yeah, Maroon supposed to be runaway slaves. They used to make deals. If I'm living 500 years away, where did they have the equipment to come into the jungle to talk to my people? Do you think till today they are not allowed, so-called, and Caucasian white people are not allowed, and Negroes not allowed where I live? It's not a joke. It's because of our God and the things they have committed. Because of the deeds they have committed. That's why that was designated. They are cursed according to my law. And your God and your law is to you. Mine is mine. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying these niggas should not come out here trying to speak like they representing any of my people, trying to make Maroon movie, make FBA movies, nigga. That's your tribe. That's what you said, so let's keep it at that. Nobody is gonna come out here saying, I'm Pan-Africanist, and because I've said that, now I'm allowed to speak. No, nigga. That's a made-up term just like FBA. You make up your shit, keep your shit movement over there. Being with Africans together is a normal thing for me. Because we have tribes, real tribes in the jungle in Suriname already for 500 years. Real village just like in Africa. I'm the African of America, not a city Negro from plantation. Nigga, that's a broken Negro. Let's hear it, man.
Insude pyramids were located close to the foot of Udi Hill in Insude, a village in Enugu State in southeastern Nigeria.
You see the place there again? Ebonyi. These niggas saying Ebony, we speak Ebonics and all those things. Because back in the days, these places were not split up, just like Europe was not split up from Africa. Europe here is just North Africa. And many of these sick Negroes will come and tell, no, that's Europe. They are, yeah. So they are crazy. They will tell you that the so-called Caucasian is the devil and all these things. And they will take that which the so-called devil has written down to come and convince me. Man, I have my own real history from the beginning. I was not in slavery, you were. And we will see it in a second when I will show all these things with help of your own sources. Because when I speak, you can only believe your slave master, your daddy, many of y'all niggas over there. That's why I will have to use it. It's just like if I say Taya, you will not know what Taya is. If you come and tell me yellow, I will tell you, no, what you're pointing at is not yellow, it is Taya. That's what I mean with being autonomous. I have my real language from beginning of time. You don't. Let's hear it, man.
Ancient oral accounts say they were Ferdio. I need all the support I can get. Were located close to the foot of Udi Hill in Insude, a village in Enugu State in southeastern Nigeria. Ancient oral accounts say they were first constructed in the topmost altitudes of the boundary villages at Umuaka and Uguto. There are two main known sites that had pyramids. The first site in Uguto contained a set of 10 pyramids, standing on 2 rows with 5 on each row.
And you see, it's the same kind of mounts you have in America. That's what I was saying. Many of this kind of stuff is in America also. That's why this so-called crazy, I was showing you in the video, one crazy woman from America would say, we went over there to North America, to Africa, and taught all those people. So yeah, they are really sick. Yeah, let's hear it, man. And then I'm gonna skip to another.
The second site in
video,
Umuaka,
man.
in the part of the community overlooking Ngwo and Ohkano, had one large pyramid. The first recorded discovery by Europeans was made in 1891 by a British explorer, Luke Walter, during an extensive geographical survey and explorations for solid minerals in the area.
And you see that only when they see something, the colonizer has seen something, then only it got existence. He discovered it, but the people who built it did not discover it. They didn't know even that they built it. One of these crazy so-called colonizers had to come and say, oh, I see this thing here, this pyramid. Oh, now it exists. That's how these niggas thinks from the plantation also. Everything they see, even in my movies, it comes from the plantation. So they are backwoods niggas. Beyond stupid, man.
Not much is known about this discovery, as oddly, the documents in which he wrote about them disappeared and have never been found. Later, in the 1910s, the missionary George Basden, in his book titled Among the Igbos, wrote that he visited the 10 pyramids near Insude and talked to the Uto priest about them. But the most important visual record we currently have came in the 1930s, when the Welsh ethnographer G.I. Jones, who at the time was a colonial district officer in the Owerri province, took pictures of the pyramids. These photographs are now the only known surviving images of the pyramids. The Insude pyramids were made from red earth and clay, and hardened under the tropical sun. And despite the seemingly fragile material, they once stood firm on the Udi highlands for centuries, maybe even a millennium. They were maintained by dedicated devotees who were said to have preserved them using a mixture of red mud and cow dung. The pyramids had a step design, just like the earliest pyramids in Egypt. More about this later. The base layer of each pyramid was about 60 feet wide, the next layer 45 feet wide, and each of the 5 steps grew smaller in width as they rose upward. This style.
So I'm just showing you this, that yeah, when many of these crazies say, yeah, those people could not build, maybe your tribe or your bloodline or your race could not. Not because you have the same color as the other person means that you are the same people. Otherwise, Ukraine and Russia would not be fighting. Pakistan, India would not be fighting. Taiwan, China would not be quarreling. Japan, China would not be having a history of coming over there and enslaving them or colonizing them. Just like Hutus and Tutsis is everywhere. Nigga, Spain against the Netherlands 80-year war. Go and look it up. I'ma skip to another part, man. This is Tariq Nasheed and their FBA when they saw the immigrants so-called arriving in North America. The hatred, these are loyal slaves. Let's see it, man. Good example for what is happening, what the FBA and ADOS represents, man. Let's see this jack.
This nigga up on that nail. Stephen, you have nails for breakfast. What's the matter? Why you so honored? You miss me?
This is Phil Scott from the African Diaspora channel. This is his reaction when he sees a foreigner, so-called other blacks in North America having a good life, man. Hatred. Just like this on the plantation back then. That's why I'm showing you this. It's in their bloodline. To be hateful just like their slave master and out here complaining like anybody should have compassion with them. Yeah, just saying. Let's hear it, man.
Who this nigga up on that nail? Oh, Stephen, you have nails for breakfast. What's the matter? Why you so honored? You miss me? Huh? Oh, yes, sir. I miss you like a hog miss fly, like a baby miss mammy titty. I miss you like I misses a rock in my shoe.
You hear that? Ain't that what the FBA is saying? They won't go to Africa because they would miss America too much. Even Tariq Nasheed made a video with a woman so-called in Ghana calling to Tariq Nasheed so-called show made up shit to come and say, yeah man, yeah, I'd rather be back. So go back. Nobody invited you over there. It's just they just announce it. Those who feel that they are African are allowed to go back. If you feel like you are American, you don't want to go, don't. There is even Hindu there. There is white people so-called over there, Chinese over there, all kind of people are over there because they want to be. Nigga, nobody is saying you have to become one with us. These niggas just went over there and start stealing shit. Nigga, even those Africans were colonized. So even if you come and tell me, yeah man, I'm with the continental Africa, I don't give a jack. I was never colonized. I was not in slavery. That's why I'm telling you designated it. I am Maroon, nigga. Yeah, I am the African of America and not you bug-broken plantation Negroes. Just saying. Let's hear it, man.
Who this nigga up on that nail? Oh, Stephen, you have nails for breakfast. What's the matter? Why you so honored? You miss me? Huh? Oh, yes, sir. I miss you like a hog miss fly, like a baby miss mammy titty. I miss you like I misses a rock in my shoe.
Yeah, nigga.
I ask you, who this nigga on that nail?
Hey, Snowball, you wanna know my name or the name of my horse? You ask me.
That's who the hell you calling Snowball, horse boy? I'll snatch your black ass up.
You see the same Tariq Nasheed behavior? When he talks to the colonizer, his daddy, he speaks like that. And when he talks to someone who thinks is on his level because they got the same skin color. And that's why I'm speaking to these bitch-ass niggas like that. They think because we got the same skin color, we are the same people, underwent the same fuckery. No, nigga, I defeated the colonizer and your forefathers, your ancestors. Your ancestors ain't my ancestors, nigga. Let's get that clear. Your ancestors were just like this bug-broken jack-off over there in the army of the colonizer fighting against the Maroons. Now these fuckery fuck niggas wanna come from the plantation and tell stories about my people while you are the fucking enemy. Make that clear before you talk stories about Maroons that you are the enemy on children of the colonizer and the so-called soldiers who are in the fucking army, nigga. You are a cursed people. That's why I was free for 500 years and you was being hanged. That's the reality of things. You have no God, no language, jack shit. You're just a foundational, bug-broken, butthurt, bitch-ass nigga. Let's see it, man.
That nigga down here in the mud so fast, make your head. Steven, I asked you, who this nigga on that nag?
Hey, Snowball.
In my shoe. Now, I asked you, who this nigga like a baby? Miss Mammy Titty. I miss you like I misses a rock in my shoe.
You see, Mesa, our house are burned down in Mesa. This nigga. And these niggas will come out and say they are powerful. They are stupid, man. There is no comparison. Nobody views you people as being African or anything. To my race, you are the fucking enemy. Alright? Children of the colonizer in the army, black hunters. That's your fucking history. And yeah, let's leave it at that.
Now, I asked you, who this nigga on that nag?
Hey, Snowball. You wanna know my name or the name of my horse? You ask me.
That's who the hell you calling Snowball, horse boy? I'll snatch your black ass off that nag down here in the mud so fast, make your head. Steven. Let's keep it funny.
You see the difference between a Maroon and Django is a name in Suriname. It means gangster. It comes from the god of Shango because there is also Yoruba in Suriname, Congo people, Ghana, and the Nigerian mix. All those people are mixed over there, many of them. But anyways, man, this Django name is also stolen from South America. Willie Lynch, South America. All those things come from South America, and these fucking bug-broken jack-off niggas think they mean anything on the scale of things. We don't count you in anything. Me and my race view you as the Caucasian. Your culture is Caucasian. Even your jazz music is Caucasian expression. Your blues is Caucasian expression, nigga. Got it? Your food, chitlin, piggy belly is Caucasian fuck food. It's not soul food, man. Let's see it.
Django here is a Freeman. This nigga here? That nigga there. Let me at least introduce the two of you. Django, this is another cheeky black bugger like yourself, Steven. Steven, this here's Django. You two ought to hate each other.
Did you hear what he say? Not freed man with a D. Free man. That's why when you tell these niggas not everybody was in slavery, doesn't mean they had to be an enslaver. They were just living their life. That's why they came up with the escape slave story. No, those niggas, you're not a free man. You escaped from the plantation, you are a Maroon. They even had the name for that disease for running away from the so-called Caucasian. I forgot about that name, I will look it up. It was a so-called sickness to stay away from the Caucasian. That's why they were saying those people are stupid. Man, these Maroon are stupid, and it got the name like they made it into those meanings like they wanted to. Whatever, because white simply mean wise, to have wisdom. That's why there is a wizard. It's German. Nigga, that's why they said if there is anybody with wisdom on this planet, it's those people who look like them. So they are the wise man. They have wisdom. And you don't. That's why you are in the dark and you the balaki, the leki. Baba, dada is the same word, means daddy or father in my language. Nigga, you know Jack. You see, this is Tariq Nasheed and his bunch, bug-broken bunch. Foundational bug-broken butthurt bitch Americans. That's the real talk. Let's be skipping.
And she basically...
Oh yeah, this girl was disowned because she left her husband for a black guy or what. Let me leave this one also, and then I'm gonna skip to the last part, man. Let's hear it, man.
Said, as long as you're dating an African American man, I want nothing to do with you, and I really hope that he grapes your daughter, and that's when you'll know what true pain feels like. So ever since then, I have no desire as character. Please do not judge me. Please do not have any type of negativity to say about me as a person, as character. I have done the work. I have taken accountability. I have been going to therapy for 8 years and I haven't stopped. I am continuing to work on myself to be a better person. Did I mention that I have taken accountability? Livid to the point that when it was time to sell our marital home, I had asked my dad if I could move back into the house with the kids. He said yes, of course.
You will hear what the mom You will hear what the mom will tell her after she finds out that she's dating a so-called broken American man. Let's see.
So when I started to move my stuff back in, she immediately threw a fit and said, no, you're not moving back into this house. When I asked her why, she said it's because you're dating a black monkey, you're disgusting. That's when she called me the dirty prostitute. What made things
You hear that, nigga? How they view you over there, so-called broken American? They told this girl who is Indian, so-called coolie from India, you are a prostitute and your so-called new boyfriend is a monkey. That's your life over there. Everybody wants to be like you. We know. Let's hear it and then I'm gonna skip it.
worse was she did it in front of my kids. Threw a fit and said, no, you're not moving back into this house. When I asked her why, she said it's because you're dating a black monkey, you're disgusting. That's when she called me the dirty prostitute. What made things worse was she did it in front of my kids, and I kept telling her to stop. She didn't listen, she kept going.
And this is the same thing I'm showing you this because this is the same thing in Suriname, nigga. These people, they have their own. When the Caucasian brought them to Suriname like 100, 150 or 120 years ago, whatever, man, they got their own place called Nikeri. Nikeri means black, like Niger. It's just pronounced different, but it means black because many of them, they are black. They are called Janiba or Madras. And some of them look like Dravidian style dark. But they are not allowed to be with so-called Africans, black people, so-called Negroes. And many of these women will commit suicide because of that. Real talk in Suriname. Many of them live more closer to the city Negroes. And those city Negroes, it's easier for them to be with a different race because many of them, they have no culture, just like the North Americans. Because the North American is a fucking city Negro. That's what they don't understand. If you go to the countryside, you will find people living in the jungle and they will have culture. To be able to survive in the jungle. That's things that but let's leave that alone, man. And let's hear this and then I'm gonna skip it.
And again, I'm telling her to stop. At this point, I'm rushing the kids to get home. Kids, he said yes, of course. So when I started to move my stuff back in, she immediately threw a fit and said, no, you're not moving back into this house. When I asked her why, she said it's because you're dating a black monkey, you're disgusting. That's when she called me the dirty prostitute. What made things worse was she did it in front of my kids, and I kept telling her to stop. She didn't listen, she kept going. And again, I'm telling her to stop. At this point, I'm rushing the kids to get home. Like, let's go, let's put your shoes on. As I'm telling her, please stop, don't say this in front of the kids, we can have a conversation about this later. And she just kept going. She ended up grabbing my oldest son's jacket and started shaking him and said, your mom is a prostitute, she's a dirty prostitute. Shaking him and said, your mom is a prostitute, she's a dirty prostitute. And I
this is real because this happens in the South America many times, man. Yeah, not even South America, even here in the Netherlands with so-called Caucasian, not even with Caucasian alone. Anytime if you're so-called black, Negro, African, and they are a different race, those people with sleek hair, let's say it, against on any Negro, there will always be one, even if it's only one in their family, that will come up and say, why are you eating? So yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, man, if people don't want that, leave them alone and do the same in your country. If you're not allowed in their country, kick them out of your country and stay there, they stay over there. It's that simple, nigga. That's the Most High divided the races according to the houses of their father. Go look it up. The Most High divided the races according to the houses of their fathers. Go look it up. Yeah? And I'm gonna skip to the next part, man.
Maybe you may have been banging longer
Okay, this is
than
what
me,
I was saying, that I had a treaty of 1620. Check when slavery so-called began. So according to them, it's not because I believe this, but this is the ancestors of the so-called FBA who made this. So that's why I'm showing it. And you can also see that the right is left and the left is the right. At the end, I will show, let me show you it here, the Bering Strait. because I was showing the Bering Street also. Do you see here? Europe, maybe I'll make it smaller still, man. You see South America on the right and left. It's the same. If you can't, and you see here the Bering Street from North America and Asia, how they so-called, they said the so-called Native American walked into North America from Asia. But if you can see Asia is just so-called Northern Europe. If you see Europe, Europe is Northern Africa. You see that? And this Asia over here, if you use that, yeah, let's leave that alone. Just understand that's why it's a globe also, according to this, because the left is right and right is left, as above so below. It's the same principle. Yeah. If you, so yeah, let's leave it at that. Many of y'all won't understand if I explain it. So even then, it would be stupid. But you can see here that they didn't bring no so-called slaves to North America. They were brought to South America and then transported to the mainland. If you was an obedient slave, they would bring you to North America, to the mainland. If you was a fighter, you didn't want to go to the plantation or stay there, you didn't want to adhere to their plan or whatever, they would leave you there in South America because it was called the Wild Coast. Nigga, it was called Wild Coast back then. You go there in South America, they wasn't sure if you was gonna come back. But let's see the so-called slavery flow. It's not because I believe this, it's just to see that these niggas are fools. And you're gonna hear Ankh and another a couple of people speaking, man. Just hear it, man.
Pan-African.
No, I'm saying if they had to go to the Caribbean first, right?
Yeah.
And the Caribbean colonies was established before the
You see over there that the people in South America were in South America and the Caribbean. Look on the top, 1526 on the left on the top. This is from slave voyages. I saw it at Ankh over there, and then I went over and then I put his audio so you can hear the correlation between what they're speaking about and what is real and what is fake. You can see over there 1526. The only slaves you can see over there are the dots where you see America, the flow. Let me play it so we can see the flow here.
It's a whole lot. I don't know.
Again.
Oh, so you see the flow?
You understand that, Chef? You understand?
You see the flow? Check how the so-called slavery flow went. This is 1526. Yeah, Tariq Nasheed with your so-called FBA here and thinking you have 1526. We are not your people. Those are people from South America. That's why I was saying I was there before the so-called Dutch people came there. Because when they came there, they said the Portuguese would have left 9 people behind, or the Spaniards, or whatever, they a made-up story to them. Because I don't believe their narrative. I'm just using this because many of you FBA, you are American and you don't understand anything else but plantation and so-called colonizer speech. Like Tariq Nasheed. It's so emotional. Yeah, cacker talk, nigga. But you see the flow? These people were brought into South America. These people, that's why I was making these videos like, are these niggas sick? It's not your people, nigga. Those were Africans. They were designated when they saw my people. They said my people look like those people of the Western African. We are the Africans of the Americas. That's where the name came from, and you stole the name in the 1980s with this Jesse Jackson, because they was trying to make all the black people Afro, just like the Pan-African stuff. That's why they was doing it. Even this year, they was doing it again in Suriname to try and make all the Maroons and the so-called former slaves of the city to become Afro people instead of Ohkano. Ik ben Ohkano, you have Paramacano, are all different bloodlines and tribes. Paramacano, Ohkano, and Matawai, and Quinty, you have over there Aluku. We are with 6 tribes. And you have like 4 or 5, I think 4 Native American tribes of black Indians living in my territory. See that 1526? Those people are not your Tariq Nasheed. That's why I was saying this nigga is stealing shit like he's gone. Yeah, just like the slave master was stealing shit. Look, 1530, and I will have it playing, and I will put the audio back so we can hear what Ankh and those guys speaking, man.
Earlier, that they would have likely left Africans who then, had families and stuff on that.
And took you to what's going. That wouldn't make you correct.
They proliferated on those islands where the death rate and the mortality was so high that.
Can I ask for the floor? But that only clarifies that they have lineage in the Caribbean, huh?
Hold on for a minute, Latino America. You wait a minute, because we got one. How you say your name? You too much on the name. You got the
first name. Just say first name. Just say first name.
First name. What's up? And
you see the animation over there, 1548, where everybody was going. Nobody went straight from so-called Europe or Africa to Northern Europe, because the shortest way is to go to Brazil, and then you're already on the continent, and from there you can move along the coastlines and go wherever you wanna go. Yeah. You don't know Jack. My people have been there in the jungle in freedom. That's why I was saying I was never colonized. I was never in your fucking jack of slavery. Your soldiers of these armies used to come into the jungle and capture my people, or try to capture them and sell them in Paramaribo or any other place. That's why we were burning down the plantations, because they were capturing our people and the so-called Native Americans, black Indians in the neighborhood over there. If you didn't want to be on a plantation, they would come and say, you are a runaway slave. And you would say, no, I'm from the jungle. No, you are a runaway slave. And they would still come and capture you. That's what happened with the so-called soldiers. You are a slave. No, I'm not a slave. I'm a slave. No, you are a slave. You all niggas look alike. Nigga? That's what it's just another trick. Nigga, not only because I say it's the real, man. So let's hear it, man.
What, sir?
Oh, well, my people, we come from West Africa. I'm Black American, but we come from West Africa. We're not none of this black Native American, none of this Tariq Nasheed, none of that.
Okay.
But yeah, just let me clarify what he's saying. What he's saying is there were West African, American Dream. What American Dream was saying was West Africans came over by way of slavery into the Caribbean. And then those first West African slaves that came into the Americas before 1619 came up from the Caribbean. They're West Africans from the Caribbean. They came into South Carolina by the Spanish. That's all he's saying. He's not talking about any.
He said, though. He said they're Caribbean.
But that's what he was trying to tell this Jack of, that the first people were taken from Africa in 1526, even if it's correct. That's what they say. Okay, 1526. That's why I say my first treaty of Ohkano was 1620. After that, it was in 1760 because of war. They would sign a treaty just like in Gaza now, because over there was called Jerusalem and the Rivier, Jordan Savannah. But anyways, man, and they would wait maybe 5 years or 6 years and regroup with new soldiers that they would bring from North America or Africa or wherever they got they from, or Europe, and attack again, trying to destroy my people, because we lived where the gold was and still is. Over there in Paramaribo, there is nothing. All the richness of Suriname is in my territory and Native American territory. Nigga, that's the problem. That's why they trying to make all us one. Like, we all need to become Afro and share and profit from all these things together. But my culture, we're not allowed to sell the ground we live on. So it's never gonna happen. We're not allowed to sell the ground. That's my culture. Maybe in your culture it will be different. Yeah, that's development. We don't participate in that kind of development. In my culture, you live on the ground. If you die or whatever, you leave it for the children till the Most High our God will fix it anyways. But you see, 1526 Tariq Nasheed, those people came from the Caribbean and they were brought into America in the 16th century, in 1619. That means they were about 80 years or 100 years in the Caribbean or South America before traveling to the northern of America. That's why that guy in American Dream was saying, man, not everybody was captured and brought over to North America. Many of them escaped on arrival or after going to the plantation for a few days. They escaped into the jungle. That's why he was saying, if you're gonna trace your DNA, many of the same DNA will also be there in the Caribbean. That's why I was telling you the story is trying to steal, like 1526 and Maroon story. It's not your story. You are a plantation Negro. I am not. Understand? I am still pure. You are not. You are contaminated. Your blood is muddy. You have mud blood from the colonizer who was wiping everybody out, paying people to wipe people out. That's why I came with my Ohkano people and we wiped you out. Because you was coming into the jungle, capturing my people and selling them to the colonizer. And to get your freedom, those soldiers, they could come in the jungle and kill so-called Africans and so-called Black Indians, Native Americans. Then they could get their freedom, and then they were called freedmen with a D at the end. Even here in the Netherlands, you have a place called Freemangrong, place for the so-called freeman. If you go to Akongpong, what will you see? Morton Akongpong. If you come to where I live, you will see Ndika and Juka, just like in Nigeria. We know who we are. We even have an law there that so-called Caucasians and Negroes from the plantation are not allowed in my territory. That's what we know. Like I'm speaking right now, that's the way it is. It's even at the UN. My people are like a history piece. That's what you don't understand. My people don't even exist according to the Surinamese law. Because we are like antique, we are like the Bushman, let's say. We are a part of nature. Because outside of Africa, my culture is the only African culture outside of Africa that is real. Those other ones, they are real, but they are watered down because many of them are mixed in Brazil with the Caucasian, so it became something different. Mine didn't. Not. Mine is still real like it was, nigga. That's what I'm saying. Let's hear it. So all your claims, Tariq Nasheed, is you stealing history of the so-called Caribbeans and South American people. That's what I was saying. That's why I said we know African from America. We don't know foundational bug broken North Americans, nigga. Because the people over there in Louisiana and Beyonce, all those people, they came from the Caribbean 200 years ago or whatever. Get the jack on, man. Let's hear it.
What he said. Listen, he's not saying mistake by saying
exactly what he's saying.
Hear me out. Hear me out. He's not saying they're native
between a
Caribbean
slave and an immigrant. An immigrant
Listen.
operates with agency. A slave has no agency, and that is an important contextual point here because
This guy, Pan-African Jamaican, is bringing confusion many times with some points that not even non-important points, man. Let's hear it.
American dream is a step.
Doesn't care about that Pan-African. DNA doesn't care about whether you're a slave or an immigrant.
Let me just sum it up one more time. Then I'll get off the pen. I appreciate it, Aunt. What he's saying is,
And that's what I'm saying. There is no immigrant where I come from. All this immigrant, and slave talk comes from the colonizer. It's their speech, it's their mindset, it's not mine. So I don't participate in it, except if I have to speak along these lines when I see niggas like Tariq Nasheed coming out here trying to steal history. I am the Maroons, I am the 1804 and revolutionary, I am the Maroon people, the most of your, all those things yeah. Let's see it here. I was saying it, now we seeing it, nigga. My first treaty in South America in Ohkano is from 1620. A woman of Argentina even had a treaty of 1595. And this 1526 is not you. Nigga, that's what I'm saying. Those people were there in the Caribbean. It's not your people. Because you said you are 20% mixed with the Caucasian, it would mean that you have no right to get reparation if you would get it. In my culture, it's forbidden to ask for reparation, so we don't do so. We had our freedom and a treaty. Anyways, if you would like to do it on the back of so-called enslaved African, it's impossible because you are not African. You are a Black American, which means you are mixed with the colonizer. You said 20% blood or 25%. You are a quatron. Giving you reparation money would be like taking the monies of the so-called enslaved Africans and giving it to the colonizer because you are the child of the colonizer. You understand? So you have to go to your colonizer father and tell them you are mixed with their blood, but you won't get money for enslaved Africans. And it's also forbidden from my tribe perspective to do so. Those other ones, they are allowed to do whatever they do, and that's why they got their own king and their own god or whatever. Yeah, they are different bloodlines, so I don't care what they're doing. I'm stating that for my bloodline. Nigga, that's what I'm saying. When you go out there making your movie, make it about Black Americans, FBA, foundational butthurt, bug broken Americans. Because we don't know those niggas. The only people we know over there in America are Africans of the Americas. That's what we know. The rest is jack off talk. We don't go along with no made up jack shit. And this Pan-Africanist is also made up. We all already live like that. I don't have to make up something called Pan-African to see another black people and say, oh, we need to do this together. It's nature of my people. You don't know my people, nigga. That's what I'm saying. All these things y'all saying is from colonizer talk. The enemy will go out there and write books and you want to believe it. So I recognize you as also being the enemy because you have the same thought and the same being. Nigga, let's see it.
Listen, they're not native Caribbeans like Arawak people. He's not saying that. They were West Africans by way of the Spanish who brought those West Africans that came before they came from West Africa to the Caribbean. Were still West African people brought to the Americas as slaves in the 1500s. That is it. Before 1619, that is it. They were still slaves. Yes,
And that's
that
what
is it.
Dream is saying, right?
That is it. Yes.
But then he has no proof that they proliferated on those islands where the death rate and the mortality was so high that it is unlikely that the family he's talking about, who was stayed there for multiple generations, would have survived. The Caribbean is noted as having an incredibly high mortality rate. The creolization.
Man, this nigga.
How we got Jamaicans today, man?
Actually, you know what I figured out? Pan-African.
How we got Jamaicans today?
Hold on for a minute, Mary Jane. Hey, Pan-African tether.
Hundreds of years of
Yo, don't you? Yo, you be on this motherfucker like you rocking. Yo, calm that shit down, man. I enjoy your conversation, but you cannot. I'm talking to you. I put the tether. Is tether supreme?
Tether supreme.
Yeah, he giving us the 5 lessons. The God, nation, God.
Him. They claiming to be Africans and blacks and shit.
Nah, that's Wishmacombe. He said Latin America. Go ahead. What you got?
I haven't even crossed that word, and it seems to, anyhow.
Check the animation what I'm showing you over there of this voyage. If it's accurate, I don't know. I just using it because it's for y'all colonized people, man, colonized minds and slaves. I am Maro Ohkano. We are called Maro like in Marowe. Go look it up, Marowe, whatever. But you can see the animation playing over there. If it's real or not, you can see it. Slave for you, just go there and look it up. I'm just showing you what they saying. Nigga, and according to what they saying, Tariq Nasheed, and what I was also saying, your 1526 is stolen from the Caribbean. It's stolen shit like everything else you have. Just like hip-hop was stolen from the Caribbean, man. From DJ Kool Herc. Let's hit it.
I'm gonna go fast. One, matter of fact, is for 350 years, the Europeans brought 12 to 14 million slaves here. 95% of them were deposited in what is today modern-day Caribbean, Central America, Mexico, and South America. Fact, irrefutable. There's no one, not even Tariq.
You see, 95% of the so-called imported slaves were brought to South America and Caribbean, Brazil. There is 100 million black people so-called in Brazil over there. Then there's the estimation. Go look up Brazzaville, Congo.
Can even say anything against that. So
it is unlikely that the family he's talking about, who was stayed there for multiple generations, would have survived. The Caribbean is noted as having an incredibly high mortality rate. The creolization
from the Caribbean. They're West Africans from the Caribbean. They came into South Carolina by the Spanish, West Africa. I'm Black American, but we come from West Africa. We're not none of this black Native American, none of
region areas where you came from. Y'all know that they flip-flop slaves. What about that? They always did that because you wouldn't last but a year in the Caribbean. So they send you to America, right? Then they took some and
that's not true, American Dream. If you come up here and say something right, if you come up here and say something right, I'm not going to be.
Because you were being moved around throughout the entire thing. You might have had a cousin sent here, a grandmother sent here.
The African slaves. So the majority of us was staged in the Caribbean first.
Yeah, where's Hispaniola?
I got you.
Where's Hispaniola?
Yes, let me know when I can explain myself so Chef can hear me.
Place in the Caribbean. It's in the Caribbean, man.
Those people were African though. They was not Caribbean.
All right.
Y'all true.
Hey, Chef.
Because it was like a state. It was kind of like Dr. Mac talk about it, where they brought you to the Caribbean and took you to Wishmacombe. That wouldn't make you Caribbean because you was there and they come on.
Right.
Yeah, that's a whole lot. I don't know.
Again.
Oh, so you understand? You understand that, Chef? You understand that?
Okay, do y'all agree?
I think y'all are trying to beat this point when
I ain't trying to beat no point.
I understand. Don't even have to do that.
But Joel, let me ask you this question, just the one question. Given that those slaves came from the Caribbean, from Hispania, is it, and they can trace their ancestry back to 1526, isn't it possible that they can also trace it back to the Caribbean?
No. No.
This
Can
nigga
I
said
explain
no.
why? Can I explain why?
Nigga said no.
Don't laugh
Go
at.
What he's saying is after they were brought into the Caribbean, many of them ran away or whatever. They stayed behind. That's what he's talking about, nigga. Just like you ran away from Africa and many of your so-called cousins and family stayed behind. Maybe they kidnapped 2 brothers, 3 brothers stayed in Africa, 2 were brought in to South America, 1 got brought to North America, 1 stayed in the Caribbean in South America. That's what he's saying. Nigga, that's logical, but these niggas want to only debunk somebody else. They ain't even listening. They will start speaking about something totally different, man. Just accept it what he's saying because it's the truth. I am the living proof of that. That's why I'm saying I was, even during your slavery and colonization, I was in the fucking jungle for 500 years. I was not part of it. To me, it was a war. I don't know no slavery. What we know is war. People trying to kidnap us in the jungle in South America and we retaliating, attacking the plantation, burning them down. That's why they stopped slavery because it was not. It was no longer profitable to keep slaves because we were destroying the plantations, man. Because you have the Quilombo, we have Palenque, all those places are Maroon territory. Even Jamaica in the mountain, nigga. That's what many people don't wanna, not even to like accept. I am the living proof. That's what I'm saying. Like these niggas wanna speak about history and the people who are the real people are still alive in their homes. Who know what happened? No, it has to be like the Caucasians said it. I read it there. It was written that they made a deal, man. And I saw this nigga. We don't wanna know what the Caucasian is saying. They are your father, and you was together with them on the plantation and in the army. So be that. Speak on what you know of the plantation, not about what happened to Maroons 500 years away from you or 5,000 kilometers away from where you live. That's fantasy, man. That's made up story just like the name Maroon is Maro. Just like Maro, Wina Maro. That's why the place is called Maro Wina. That's why it's called in Jamaica Moortown. It's the same like Maro. Like Mauro. That's why you have Mauri. That's why you have Mauritania. All those things. Morocco. All those names come from the same thing. Nigga. Like in Maria. It means also black. The black Madonna. All those things. Mare, Mare, river, Mera. Nigga, we live next to the river. If you was brown back in the day or black, they would call you Moor. Just like Zwarte Piet is a Moor. Nigga? That's what you don't understand in all these things. But anyways, man, let's hear it.
Let me explain why.
and explain why.
Okay, all right. I specifically brought up some things that took place, and that was the Maroonage. And the reason why I brought that up
That's
is
1800, bro. Why you going back up to 18? Why you talking?
No. Maroonage was a 16th century, 17th century phenomenon largely. But go ahead.
Y'all gonna let me get out eventually. I'm just gonna stop talking if you cut me off. All right. So my reason for bringing that up is because I wanted to point out, because not all of them were Maroons, but I wanted to point out that the people blended with the folks living on that land at that time.
Tariq flag.
Yes, but not all of them. There is different tribes because when there is a tribe there maybe 100 years, this colonizer would bring another tribe from somewhere else. And I don't mean even another tribe, another group of people. And those people would be on the plantation and run away to my people. That's why I'm saying I'm not a runaway slave, stupid. That's why I'm saying this thing. I was already there before the Dutch people came there. Because when they came there, they said the the Portuguese left my people over there because we were there in the jungle. And these people would run away from the plantation. Some would act like they are runaways to get the European to know where my people were, nigga. That's why I was saying they are the enemy because they used to bring the European into the jungle to capture my people. Because we were there in the jungle and we are still there with 6 tribes. We are almost with 200,000 or 250,000 now or 150,000, something like that. And the city Negroes are also, the plantation Negroes in Paramaribo are also with like 200,000 or 150,000 or 100,000. Nigga, that's what we saying. It's not like, the evidence. I am the evidence, nigga. It's my life. It's my real life. Still today, you are in modernization in the city. That's why I say y'all niggas are city Negroes. I am not. I am from the real village like they have village in Africa. That's the same way we have village in Suriname, nigga. For hundreds of years. Understand that if I was there in 1620 and in 1750 somebody escaped from the plantation and came there, I was already there like 200-300 years before the other so-called slaves came there. Do you understand that shit? Many of those who say they are runaway Maroons and going along with their story, because they are the runaway ones. I'm not. Nigga. They are different groups over there.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, he's saying it's both.
Yes, I agree with that, but he can't. He can't make it seem like they were Caribbeans and then say our DNA is going to go back to them. It's not. The Native American mix that I have is found here on North American landmass, not in the Caribbean. It's not my DNA is not going to.
And Joel, you're doing a huge disservice. You're being just as pseudo as Tariq by imagining that they left family.
But this nigga is speaking on his individual case. My mixture of Indian is here and so what if he was taken from Africa to Caribbean and brought to North America and your people mixed there with Native Americans from North America, so what? It's the same story. What he's saying is when they brought you from Africa to Caribbean over there before they brought you to North America, some of your cousins or your mother or your sister could have been left behind, because that was what they was doing. They would split families up. Send some to Curacao, some to Colombia, some to Suriname, some to North America from the same village or whatever. Nigga, that's what he's saying. You have no fucking brain. Nobody is saying you have to be African or whatever. No, you are European. That's why I'm saying if you have 20 or 25% European blood, don't come out here asking for reparation, because you won't get it on my ancestors' back. And it's forbidden in my culture to do so, to go and ask money for those who have undergo all these things. You are allowed to do it, but do it on your own accord and own name. Not for a name of my people. That's what I'm saying. Those who want to do it, state it clearly that you're doing it on the name of your bloodline. That curse will stay for you. Why don't you want to die so somebody else can get money? Why don't you do that, nigga? Sell one of your liver or kidneys and give your child some money. Go and do it like they do in India and those places, nigga. These niggas are
family.
That's it.
In Hispaniola. You were saying that with no proof. That is a pseudo claim.
We're gonna move forward. We're gonna move.
Oh, wait a minute. No. He said I said something pseudo. You know I don't say pseudo stuff.
No, that was not to you. That was not to you.
Pseudo?
No.
What did I say was
what you
pseudo?
said. I'm with you. I'm not saying what you said was pseudo. With the brother who's standing in that family on Hispaniola without showing for that is pseudo. That he's suggesting that it is likely. That is not based on solid fact that's been established. He's saying that because they had a colony there earlier, that they would have likely left Africans who then, had families and stuff on that island. That is just suggestive. That is a pseudo claim. That's a claim without proof.
It's not pseudo claim, because it's don't I exist, nigga? I was there. I am still there. My race is still there. That's why I'm telling you we are not the same race, nigga. That's why. Because I don't know what the fucking plantation or city is. We know war. This Caucasian was coming into the jungle with Negroes trying to capture my people in South America, in Guyana, Suriname, Dutch Guyana. Nigga, till today they still trying to get my people to become Afro, to become one with the city Negroes, because we don't consider them to be African. They consider me to be the African of America, together with the plantation Negroes. That's how it is. Go to Suriname and ask them, are you a so-called bush Negro? They will tell you, no, those are Africans. They've been there for ages. Nigga. And they are trying to get us now to all become Afro. That's for political reasons. So they will go and get people to vote for someone to become president. Globalization. That's why they want to do it. That would mean that Tariq Nasheed and my people would become one, and it will never happen. They already tried it. Because in our culture, if you have killed my people, you are cursed. And if you are cursed, we are not allowed to mingle with you. Nigga, maybe you don't understand those things. All you things you have in the so-called Bible that people comes from my culture. And I see one nigga come out here, it's the Abrahamic. I know what Abraham means in my language. Do you? Do you know where they got the book from? Is the ground they living on, don't the children of the so-called European believe that America of today is of their forefathers? Isn't it stolen? Isn't it South Africa stolen by those people calling themselves Afrikaner over there like there is no Africans over there? Is Australia not the Austrians over there saying it's their land? Or is it theirs? These niggas are sick, man. And this is what I mean, like, my people are alive today and niggas will go out there making movies, writing books like they know anything. That's sick. Write about your own bloodline and your house, nigga. That's what I'm saying. Talk about the heroic stuff that you have done, your ancestors. Because they are not mine. Yours were in the army fighting against mine. That's why I speak like that, nigga. Real talk.
Yeah, and listen, and I'm a Pan
Y'all
African
got
saying
a
this.
problem with Caribbeans or something? Like if they was
I'm
all
from the
mixed and
Caribbean, but I'm
matched,
from the Caribbean, but
right?
I like you got to be exact.
But if
You
they
you
was
can't be just
all
making
mixed and
pseudo
matched
claims on no side.
and they had
Pan-African.
plantations
Can I ask you a question,
in the
Pan-African?
Caribbean and they was
Hey man,
transporting
I
their
wanna get
slaves
in it.
I got you.
from the
Pan-African. Let
Caribbean
me just ask.
to North
I'm sorry, sir.
America, why would it be I don't think it was a big difference in the people at that time. Do y'all get that?
What people?
The African
Pan-African.
people.
Caribbean.
Pan-African.
No, I'm saying if they had to go to the Caribbean first, right?
Yeah.
And the Caribbean colonies was established before the North American colonies, right? And the import of the African slaves. So the majority of us was staged in the Caribbean first.
Yeah, they
and
still
then-
Africans though, just in the Caribbean. Go ahead.
I don't understand the argument that y'all making towards them.
Exactly. These niggas are arguing, yeah, they started that, but they are not Caribbean. Those are African. Nigga, it's the same Africans who was later named Caribbean because of the name of the Cari and what is those the Caribbean. Caribbean are a tribe in the Native American tribe where I live. Caribbean is called Galibi. Those Indians live closely where I live from. When if you come to the closest small city where I'm from, you will see these people over there. Many of them are black Indians. So these people are speaking like this is like 1,000 years. These people are there right now. They are there like I'm speaking right now. The stories you're talking about is fantasy. Many of the so-called Africans are still there in the jungle. Maybe like 200,000 of them. Are you sick? No, they would have died. No, the European died, nigga. How would we die if we come from the village in Africa, from the jungle? And there is jungle over there. Why wouldn't we survive? And many people will come and say, no, the Indians helped them. How would I survive in the jungle in Africa and not be able to survive in the jungle in South America? What is the difference? Are you stupid? These people are beyond dumb, man. And I don't mean like this guy speaking. I mean Tariq Nasheed and his bunch. These fake broken Americans fuck shit.
They just trying to make an argument. They just want to argue.
All right, we're gonna move on to
He's saying that. Hold on, can I ask Pan a question first?
No. You hold that question.
Let me ask Pan a question.
Just hold that. Fontaine,
Yes,
what's
sir.
up, brother?
What's up? How y'all doing, man? I just want to get in because yes, I do think American Dream has a point, but one of the points that I've been trying to say from the jump is that's been the slave trade the entire time, is they were being moved to different areas throughout the entire slave trade. So really no group is from a specific spot. Like, so to be like, we're from the Caribbeans or we're from South America or we're from America, you don't really know because you were being moved.
Exactly. That's why I was like, what is this niggas talking about? It was like a prison system. If it was war, they got you, maybe they send you from Suriname to Curaçao. If they got you on Curaçao, maybe they get you there, they send you to French Guyana or whatever, or to Colombia. And many of your sisters or brothers would maybe left behind. They don't care. They just these niggas think like it wasn't let's yeah, man. These niggas will make argument for argument's sake. That's why I was like, these are children's stuff, man. Many people are living real life to whom this is not important because it's our daily life. It's like this nigga coming out and saying, that's the Abrahamic nigga. It's my thing from beginning of time. How do you know? Are you my tribe? Are you my bloodline? Do you know where the Caucasian got it from? No. But you coming out speaking with the knowledge of the Caucasian, trying to approach me with it. Isn't that sick? The enemy of my race wrote a book and you took that book and you believe it and now you want to approach me with it? Yeah, that means that you have the same mindset as they do. Nigga, a colonized mind. That's the difference right there. Enslaved mind and colonized mind. That's how I feel all you niggas over there. Whether you're from continent or from Caribbean or from North America. Many of y'all niggas are the same. You are the 2/3 the Bible speaks of. Nigga, let's see.
throughout the entire thing. You might have had a cousin sent here, a grandmother sent here, or auntie. Like, so when you say they left family behind, I might have been a slave that was brought directly from Africa. I might have been a slave that was brought directly from Africa that never breeded, that never had any other lineage. So it's like you don't know. It's so much stuff that goes into this. We just making these just outrageous claims.
Correct.
I
He's
feel
making
like
a
just to
foundational
hold
Caribbean
something.
American claim. It's equally
And
as
there
pseudo
was
as
no
FBA.
Caribbeans existed yet, like they said earlier.
Exactly.
There you go. No Caribbeans existed.
Exactly.
So hold on for a second.
Yo, y'all are so thick-headed, bro. Can I just
Nigga, I'm not Caribbean. Tariq Nasheed and his bunch and the colonizers are recognized and are naming these people this name. I am OKHANO, that's my real name, nigga. That is Paramakano, Aluku, Matawai. All those people are in the jungle over there in the Amazon. Africans. Very stupid. We don't call ourselves Caribbean or South America. We don't recognize those names because we are autonomous. We name our place like real Africa named Daume. This name Daume in Africa is in Suriname in the jungle. Palenque of Colombia is in Suriname in the jungle. These people don't know shit and they will go out here and start making movies. First they were just, yeah, let's leave it at that, man. These niggas are crazy. If what he's saying is not real, how do I exist, nigga? Don't I know who I am, nigga? That's why I was saying slaves wanna come out and tell me who was never enslaved and never colonized who I supposed to be. Nigga, I was in the jungle there for 500 years. I still have my culture and my God. That's why I speak like this and like that. Nigga, it's not what I think. It's what it is right now at this moment. Real time. Nigga.
Let me say, they tripping. American Dream. Don't even fight them, American
Y'all gotta stop pointing out what somebody said that was wrong.
Listen, can I just say it? I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm gonna say it.
Chef and American Dream pseudos. That's all it is.
Joel, let me say it for you one more time.
Population in the Caribbean before the Caribbean.
Let me say it. Can I say it?
Hey, why you gonna be the Caribbean before the Caribbean?
He's doing the same thing as Tariq, just locating his foundation in the Caribbean. That's what he's doing, and that's pseudo.
Let me just say what I'm saying. Let me just say.
Hold on, man.
He didn't say his foundation is in the Caribbean. He said the Africans who were taken from Africa to the Caribbean before they brought them to North America, many of them escaped or got left behind of the same group. It doesn't mean they are Caribbean because we don't recognize ourselves, my tribe, for example, as being Caribbean. I'm not Caribbean. We don't recognize that, nigga. I am Ohkano. There is Paramakano, Saramakano, Aluku, Quinty. These are all bloodlines and tribes in South America, Amazon. It's not like, no, it's known as the United Nations. I'm allowed to phone the United Nations right now and make my own passport. My people are allowed to make their own country and passport. That's why the Surinamese government is trying to talk to the Maroon so-called to become one nation, to become Afro with all of us, to start mingling. Nigga, and my people don't want that because we have our own God. Your God means nothing to me. Real talk. Nigga? Let's hear it, man.
Hold on. What I want to say is, this ain't even that complicated, right? Because they had an area where they came from Africa, they took them to the Caribbean, and then they shipped them off to different places, right? That I mean, but you enslaved in fucking America though. They enslave you, they bring you. It's like going to prison, yo. They take your ass to certain jails, right? For a while, you might be there for a year, right? 6 months. And then they ship your ass off to a prison, yo. Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes. So that's how the slave trade was.
Exactly. Did they phone your family first that they was gonna ship you? No, they just do it. If your family can't reach you, they don't care. They just doing their business, nigga. The plantation has become the prison. That's why your law states that slavery is forbidden unless you have broken the law. Because it's the same thing back then. It was war. If you got captured, you got sold to the Muslims or to the Dutch people or whatever, to whom. Because it was war, nigga. Global war. These people are... Why do you think I keep saying your nation, your bloodline was in the fucking army of the colonizer? That's how I know you Negroes from plantation. I was never there. We was just destroying the plantation because they were kidnapping people in the Amazon jungle, bringing them into slavery and to sell them. Negroes were doing that, even mixed Negroes with the colonizer or mixed Indians. They were with all of them mixed with so-called Caucasian and city Negroes. In order for city Negroes to get their freedom, they could go into the jungle and bring back captured Africans or kill them, or Native Americans kill them, those who didn't want to align themselves with the colonizer. That's why I had a treaty, because we was burning down the plantation, stupid. We had no fucking deal. It's just a peace treaty. That's why if a Maroon, what you say, was so-called runaway, when they would run away, we would bring them back, because we don't know if they are the army soldier of the colonizer acting like they escape while trying to get the colonizer to know where we are, nigga. How can a Russian escape to America and then be accepted? Let's say that's why I was saying about this Afro think tank guy. How can he from the American army come over and try to come and represent Africans? How does it work, nigga? When your government is the enslaver of Africans. Yeah. Yeah, nigga.
A lot of times they would stage you there.
Let's say one of the Bloods escaped to the Crips. Would the Crips believe that he's trying to become a Blood, or would they say he's there to spy? That's the difference between you, a plantation Negro, and Maro, real one. I'm not speaking on runaway. I'm speaking about the runaway is a possibility that it was a soldier of the fucking colonizer acting like they escaping while trying to know where my people is. When we come to save them, the colonizer would get you and bring you to the plantation, and my people would have to come there and destroy that plantation. That's what happened. After we kept doing that, they went away, and then they went to Gaza, Israel over there. Nigga, it was called Jerusalem and the Rivier Suriname, Jode Savannah. Go look it up. Nigga.
The document I gave it, right? They take and ship you off. So what are we fucking arguing over the different shipping points?
It's almost like triage, huh?
No, that's not what we arguing over.
If I could just, you saying, I see what you're saying, Chef. Like, we cannot all go over the staging areas now. And now we getting petty.
Right.
Petty now. And you can't.
I think the prison thing is a good analogy, actually.
Okay. Yeah, we can't. Come on, yo. But he's saying that flag, though. That flag is wild. I say the flag is wild because
I say the flag is wild.
Yeah,
Can I say something, Unc?
And then we're gonna
let me just say it real quick. Let me just say it real quick.
Bring him in there. Go ahead. Wait,
Again, they brought.
Receit Tariq Nasheed, everybody knows that you've stolen this 1526 and all those items you have on this flag. It's all stolen. It's all stolen, made up fuckery, nigga. My people don't respect those things, nigga. We live with God from beginning of time. You have no knowledge. Just say your colonizer neither. They have no culture. That's why your museum, when you go to the museum, you will see African artifacts over there. My race in Suriname can also make all those artifacts. I know. We are still there, dumb. Real time. Nigga.
Want about 100 slaves from the Caribbean in 1526. It was about 100 slaves. And what I'm saying to y'all is that wasn't all of the slaves that were there in Hispaniola. So those out of those 100
flag is wild.
Can I say something, Unc?
And then we're gonna
let me just say it real quick. Let me just say it real quick.
Bring him in there. Go ahead. Wait,
Again, they brought about 100 slaves from the Caribbean in 1526. It was about 100 slaves. And what I'm saying to y'all is that wasn't all of the slaves that were there in Hispaniola. So those out of those 100 slaves could have left relatives in the Caribbean. And what I'm saying is if FBA's DNA goes back to the 1526 slaves, it's likely that it also goes back to Hispaniola, because those people in Hispaniola came Caribbean. The family that those slaves left in Hispaniola became Caribbean. So FBA has DNA in the Caribbean, has heritage and a DNA lineage in the Caribbean. If it's in 15.
Not to me, they don't, because I don't know what the FBA is. I know African from America, those who are enslaved. I don't know Americans who are enslaved, nigga. That's what I'm saying. I don't respect anything about this made-up name FBA fuckery. Yeah, it's African from the Americas. That's what we know over here, nigga. You don't accept it, get the jack off. And don't come up here making up names. I'm Pan-Africanist too, so I'm gonna cuss Somalis out of it. No, we ain't doing that. We don't have time for that. We're too serious out here. If you wanna do that, go do that at the plantation, nigga. That's what I'm saying.
26 in that. What do you mean, yo? You know what? Let me mute out. This is too simple. Like, I don't understand. Like, if they got DNA in the Caribbean, I don't understand why y'all talking about
American dream. They not gonna let you
But he didn't say he was wrong.
I know
though.
I'm not gonna let him get it off. Not me.
I think the reason Joel is not gonna let me get it off.
He's completely against Caribbeans and all of them saying that they African American. But the date on his flag is marking the first African Americans that came to America, according to his flag, actually came from the Caribbean. I think that's a dagger, and we should let American Dream.
It's not just the dagger like made up. It's real. That's the truth. That's why I was making the video. Like, nigga, it's not you. It's the stolen history from my people over there, nigga. From the Quilombo and the so-called Mawo. Mawo are Maroon, so-called from Haiti. They are over there. Some of them are in Suriname. They speak French. Many of them are from Benin and Ivory Coast. This nigga is stupid, man. The same thing that was happening in Suriname was also on Haiti, nigga. They had an army and they had Maroons in the jungle fighting against those Maroons to get them away from there. Yeah, whatever, man. Y'all have no understanding. So when it's clear what I was stating in my video. You stole the so-called history of my people over there and trying to identify. No, they want to steal my shit. How can I steal your shit when it was mine? Check the map. Check the animation on the map. Let me play it again so we can see the flow. Later on, you will see the check on the left, on the top, you will see the years going by.
That point against Tariq Nasheed.
Nah, no.
But that's why I said he does have a point.
Everybody agrees to that. But
Also, I don't understand the trying to get him back.
Jump in. Listen, there's one little problem with that. I heard you. See, I know how to listen for you.
I disagree.
Then they, no matter what the fuck, they wasn't immigrants. They were slaves. So we not arguing over slave drivers. They were slaves.
There you go. There you go.
Nigga, immigrant is a lately made up term. Maroons, my people, Maro don't respect those things. We are autonomous. That's what you don't understand. Your language, that language, we don't care. We have real culture from beginning of time that you don't understand, which we have no time to come and explain to fools. Nigga, cause it's that real out here. That's what you don't understand if you have a child of the brain of a child. What? Nigga?
That's what they want. The immigrant region areas where he came from. Y'all know that they flip-flop slaves. What about that? They always did that because you wouldn't last but a year in the Caribbean. So they send you to America, right? Then they took some and switched them. Well, how about that? We're gonna all over the switch. Hey, yo, you got switched one time, so you ain't really do no money. Come on, yo. I ain't sitting with y'all with that shit.
Check the animation.
That they have lineage in the
Check the animation that is playing out there. Check where the people were brought. I'm gonna skip it. So you see that? Check the flow. Let me big it a bit more over here. Let me resize it, man. Cause this, yeah. If you can see the flow where people is going, where are they being? Where do they bring these people? To the north or to the Caribbean? Look, Suriname over there. These niggas are beyond jack. Here's where they were brought. Who do you see bring anybody to North America? Oh, that's only after the 16th century. Everybody was there, South America or Caribbean territory. Yeah, Hispaniola, Haiti, Jamaica, Barbados, Curacao, those places, nigga. Yeah, check the flow. Check the year, 1530. See there? There's the flow, nigga. Check the years, 1526. Where were they? Check the dots over there where America is. That's why I was saying I thought America was a continent. These niggas will tell you, I'm the American, when though South America is not America. Yeah. That's how stupid these niggas be. Check the flow. Where are they going? This is 1580. Check left on the on top. Left on top. And check the years going by. What was going on according to a so-called slave voyage. If it's true or not, go to them. Do you see over there what is going on? Everybody was being brought to South America. That is America. That's why your place was called the United States of the Americas. They stole the name Colombia. Don't you see the country Colombia there? And you stole Colombia pictures in North America, nigga. Everything you got there, Django is South American. Even this thing Shango, Ogun, those things are there with the Yoruba. The Lion of Judah on Jamaica, these niggas went there, they stole it. We are the Israelites. That's what I mean. All these people were over there. How can you come out and say Judah is North America? Check the date, 1644. Where were people brought? In North America? Do you see them going to North America? See, now they start going 17th century. You see, and not even many. Maybe 100, a few. Do you see that, nigga? Even many were brought back. You see, from America to Africa, and even to Europe. Nigga, you see that Europe is North Africa where Spain is? Nigga, that's why I said these niggas are beyond stupid, man. See Europe over there. Europe is and see Africa and Europe. That's why when you don't you see North America and Europe is like South America, North America, and Africa and Europe, nigga. And in Asia, the Bering Strait is when you go there on the right and then you come back here to America, like I was showing before. Check out the flow. Where were people taken? To North America or to Brazil over there? Still today there are 100 million or something Brazil, black African over there. The fuck is wrong with these sick people, man? This is sickness. That's why I was like, these niggas have plantation sickness. Like the story, everything is about them. No, nigga, we don't know you. My race don't know you. All these stories you're talking about. Even your Aunt Nancy comes from my people over there. It's Da Nancy. And these people from Ghana will tell you, and even the colonizer came and wrote story. Yeah, that's destruction. All those things are lies, are fantasy. Even Africa was colonized after the 17th century. You see, where are they going? Are they being brought to North America, nigga? Check the flow. That's how stupid these niggas. You see the date? 7080. Then they start bringing 7020 to bring people, a few. Do you see? Even people from East Africa are being taken in those days. Look at it. You see? From South Africa to West Africa and then to Suriname. Even Zulus are there. They check the flow. You see that, nigga? Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that, and you are clearly debunked. You see the date 1820, and this animation is still 1866 or 1863. You see? Show me on this animation where you see the Bering Strait over there from Asia. You see on the left where they supposedly walked from Asia over that small port, the so-called Native Americans, to go into North America. See there? That's what I was saying, nigga. You have no mind. That's why there is the earth a flat earth. Yeah. Let's leave that for now, man. So you see it over there, man. Many of this talk is foolery talk. Look at here. Nigga. See there? The left is the right and the right is the left. As above, so below. It's in nature. Even, nigga. You see Africa, they are being taken from Africa on the animation on the right, but if you look at the left, you see Africa and Asia over there. You see, you can travel to the left and come into America. You can travel to the right and come into America. You see Antarctica over there. Australia. You see Australia is normally at the right of Africa, but here you see Australia on the left. And there you see Europe on the left of America. When normally they will show you America on the left of Europe. But here you see America is on the right of Europe. Oceania, the Great Ocean, Grote Ocean, Indian Ocean you have over there. You see all this foolery these niggas be speaking? See? 7068. 7075. You see that? When the United States started, they were still bringing slaves. You see that? 7080. The United States started in 1770. My first treaty was in 1620. My country, and Juka, is oldest country of the Western Hemisphere. Even in those days, Africa was colonized. And y'all niggas think you can come over here with your foolery, bug-broken plantation knowledge to say anything. Like the people who you're speaking on don't exist. Then you must be sick. Delusion of grandeur. A slave will come after 400 years enslavement and come out and tell me my history. Then you are sick. Beyond sick. Check the animation. These people are fools, man. I'ma leave it at that. You've seen it, man. Latest, man. It's done. Check the flow. You see, now you see the red spots is when Netherlands stepped into the game. You see? That's why I was saying Netherlands came to Suriname in 1685 or so. Before that, it was the English and the Spanish that were there and the Portuguese. Nigga? So I'ma leave it at that, man. You've seen it. These niggas are ridiculous. That's why they doing and everything like the devil to stop the truth. But you can't, nigga. You have no God. You are doomed and cursed, like I said. Real talk. Yeah? Go ask your ancestor what you have done. Yeah, you are a soldier of the colonizer. See over there? Even in 1828, they were still bringing slaves over there from Africa when they returned there and start fighting. Nigga? That's what I'm saying. You don't know Jack. You don't know Jack. Your so-called 1526 here is fake. Nigga.